I was never a kid person. I was like, oh, they're cute, you know, play with them a little bit here and there, but I was never like, oh, I want to be a mom. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I am a wife, a stay-at-home mom. I have a daughter. I have in-laws living with me, so I have a full house. So welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about my experience as being a mom in the first year. Woo! Whoa! Okay, let's start in the beginning. My husband and I, we tried to have a baby like for 4 years, and at the time, you know, I did my doctor visits and everything. I had an OBGYN who ran some tests on me. She said everything was normal, but I felt like she wasn't really trying to help us, and she kind of was very dismissive about it. So I found another OBGYN that was a Black doctor in Fort Lauderdale, and they have been amazing. Her practice is amazing. I'm reading stories about pregnancy and having a baby, but I never really heard like the nightmares of not like the nightmares, but the hardships of motherhood. I always heard that it was hard. I feel like you have to go through the journey of motherhood to understand how hard it is. You know, people say it's hard. I've heard it all the time, like, oh, being a mom is hard and things like that. But I was like, okay, I mean, I've dealt with hard things, and I'm sure I can handle it. But I didn't know that, you know, it would entail so many things. Like, I had a bit of postpartum depression with it. I had anxiety, having my daughter, and then having family living with us. It was a lot. I had to navigate through that, and I'm glad I had friends who were pregnant and who had babies after me to experience it together, because I feel like if I did not have my friends who had their kids, I would be totally lost. It's very important to have like a community of women who, you know, of moms who can help you, because I felt like I didn't have time for someone to watch my daughter while I go see a therapist and things like that. I just dealt with it myself, like the anxiety myself, talking to my friends or just Googling symptoms. So I had the baby blues. And I never heard of the baby blues until I Googled it. I've heard of postpartum depression while I was at the hospital and before, you know, while I was going through my pregnancy, but I've never heard of the baby blues. And so I diagnosed myself with that because I had a lot of the symptoms, being anxious, crying a lot. Baby blues is something that happens before postpartum depression, and I wish a lot of the ugly part of having a baby is talked about more, instead of, oh, you know, you're posting all these nice pictures on Instagram and YouTube. Oh, having a baby is wonderful. It is wonderful having a child, but it's hard as hell. Like, being a mom is hard. Being a good mom is freaking hard. You know, just taking care of your baby, taking care of yourself. It's a lot of organizing. Like, before Luna, shoot, I would wake up at 12 p.m. I would do whatever I wanted to do, go to the stores all day. Now I can't do that. Like, the first year, I would have to go around her sleep schedule, her feeding schedule. I couldn't, you know, if I had to go to the store, it would have to be within an hour, and then she would have to get fed. So it's definitely a lot of adjustment. You have to, your life is fully adjusted by the baby. People who say, this is my experience, but people who think that they can have a baby and have that baby adjust to their life, no, it does not work that way. The baby will take charge of your life, okay? It'll be by their time, what they want to do. It is not about you anymore. It's not. You get no sleep. The thing I learned about being a mom, you have no sleep. Yes, my daughter is 17 months now. She sleeps through the night, but she wakes up around 8 o'clock in the morning, and I go to sleep around 2 a.m. trying to catch up with like my me time. And so when I catch up on my me time and it gets to 2 a.m. and she wakes up at 8, it's like, okay, there's times where I can stay up late or not, but yeah, I have to take care of my child. So, but before then, when she was an infant, oh my gosh, like infancy stage, I don't miss that. I miss her being tiny, but infancy stage, it's like The Walking Dead. Like, you're getting 3 hours of sleep. She would wake up every 2 hours-ish. And then it would take me like an hour and a half for her to go back to sleep. And then she would wake up in the next hour again. And I'm like, oh my God, is this my life? Like, I am not ever gonna sleep again. And I do like getting up early in the morning now, 8 a.m. To me, 8 a.m. is a bit late, but that's better than before. I used to wake up at 12 p.m. That's just super late. I had postpartum anxiety until like month 11. Started wearing off from then, but at night I would just jump up for no reason. Even when she was sleeping like next to me in the bassinet, I could never sleep. Like, if I heard her cry, like her cries would get to my soul. I've talked about all this in my previous video about having a newborn in the first month and just venting out. That helped a lot. When you have a baby and you're alone in this, you need to vent, to talk to someone that's gonna be very supportive, because it really is isolating. It's very important for your mental health. So there are a few books that I read in the first year of having Luna that have saved me. It was like my guide, because, you know, having a baby, you don't know what the heck to do. So for sleep training, this book I highly recommend. It's called Baby Wise. I found this on just like a Google search, and it was a lot of great reviews. I read this book in like 3 days, because I was dying to know how to get the baby to sleep, because mama was not sleeping, okay? And so I recommend this book to all my friends who are expecting. It's a good book for like routines, nap schedules, and things like that, so you kind of figure out how to get a schedule for the baby. And the next book that I recommend is, I'm sure everyone's heard this, the What to Expect, but this is the first year. I have the one What to Expect When You're Expecting, and also What to Expect, the toddler book. And so this one I would read every page for every month, just to figure out like what I needed to do as far as bottles, high chairs, feeding. This is like a how to take care of a kid manual. Self-care, self-love is highly important. The first few months, I was not putting on makeup. I did not do my hair. I wore the same clothes, and it's understandable because, you know, you're feeding an infant all day. You have no time. It's like you wake up and then it's already sunset. It's like, where did the time go? I do appreciate for myself is that I did not expect my body to snap back. I figured, you know, I had a baby, it's normal, I'm gonna be swollen. You know, I will work out eventually when she gets older. I would say like the last 10 pounds, it was so hard for me to lose. But then I got the Shaun T workout plan. Look him up. If you've heard of Insanity, I used to do that and I had results. And now I do the T25, and that's 25 minutes of working out per day, because with my daughter, I got no time. Like, she'll start looking at me and then she wants attention. So 25 minutes of workout is amazing. Do a little spa day for yourself. Go in the bathroom. What I do is I bought some crystals, some of my chakra crystals, and then I forgot what this is, but it smells good. It came with this crystal set. And so I light this up after having a shower. And then I just embrace my gratefulness for the day, and just to calm myself, because the entire day is just hectic. So that's like one of my woo-saw moments at the end of the day of self-care. I do that. I put oils on myself. I wash my hair. Oh, and I also play like some spa music in the bathroom, and I dim the lights with the candles. So it's just like me time. Woo-saw time. Like, that is very important for a mom. You must have self-care. We give so much for others, we give so much for our children, for our spouses and family, but you need to be recharged. I realized that when you don't give yourself anything, you're gonna be angry, you're gonna be upset, you're gonna be complaining. I mean, I complained a lot, and I still do, because I'm just like, I'm doing too much, and sometimes I just don't want to do anything, and it's okay to do nothing. And I'm so programmed to do something every single day that I'm just like, okay, just sit your ass down. Friendships become different as well. I feel like now I understand finding friends who are mothers, who understand your lack of time in the day, who can just go through this journey of craziness, because you need some women who are not judgy, some mamas who are not judgy, or just friends who understand what you're going through. Friendships will become different, you know, maybe some of the girlfriends that you had who are single, who get to go everywhere, don't understand that you can't just drop everything and leave. Also, your relationship and your marriage can also be different. It can be difficult when having children. There has to be a lot of communication. I used to hold a lot of feelings in, and I would get so upset when my daughter was a baby. I would hold everything in and not talk to my spouse about it, and eventually I started getting stomach cramps because I would get so upset for not saying anything. And once I explained to him like problems or issues I had about what was going on, I felt so much better, and it made me realize that, you know, you hear a lot of couples who break up even after having a kid or multiple kids, and it's difficult. It's very difficult, but having understanding, having respect, having open communication with no judgments like that, like I feel like there needs to be understanding too on both ends. And it's a big adjustment. You know, you go from not having children, doing what you wanted to do, and then bam, you have to take care of a whole child, and everything's adjusted. Everything is not, it's not the same, but it's better. But I feel like having a child is definitely a blessing. I'm so grateful that I have her. I'm more appreciative of just life. Like, she makes me realize that, like, they're just so present with everything. Like toddlers, babies, they just don't know. They just think a light is amazing, or a little flower, and it's just so cute. So things like that, every single day she makes me realize and appreciate. And I love having her. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I had to get it together. So yeah, I just feel like having a child just changes everything for the better. Yes, it's hard. It's hard as hell. But they make you appreciate or look at life so much differently. And I am truly grateful to be a mom and for God to allow us to be parents, because I know I've wanted this for a long time. There was a point where I just had to let go and just let God. Like, my husband was just like, why are we having kids yet? I'm like, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe, you know, things are supposed to happen. I'm just gonna let it flow, let it happen, and bam, she came. She arrived on this earth, and at the perfect time, at the perfect moment. So yes, there's times where I complain. You know, some of my friends know, like, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. So that is what I've learned in my first year of motherhood. So this is based on my experience. Every mother has their own different experience, and overall I would say, you know, motherhood is hard, but it is the most gratifying feeling ever. I'm so grateful for having my baby, and I'm looking forward to having another one. I don't know when, whenever God allows, but yeah, thank you guys for watching my channel. If you're looking for more motherhood and lifestyle content, please subscribe, hit that bell button for notifications, and let me know what you guys want to see next. And I will see you guys later. Bye.